Hi, I'm Idan. I'm the head lecturer here at Abbey Road Institute, and we just finished a great workshop with the Outlanders from Spin Up, and it was very great. I hope to see you again.
Hello everybody, my name is Idan and I'm the head lecturer here at Abbey Road Institute. Today I ran a workshop for Spin Up, which is an online publishing platform by Universal where artists can publish their music and have their music reviewed by their scouts. In today's workshop I demonstrated how to record a live band in one room with only 8 channels in order to demonstrate how any band can pretty much get a good quality recording on a budget.
Start recording. First of all, I always record these little loops to make sure that the setup is working very nicely and that the microphones are fine and everything is the way that I want it. But who cares about microphones? I care about the band. I care about how they're playing, and I care if they're getting everything into their headphones the right way and if they're comfortable. It makes the life of the artist so much easier, and you'll get such nice organic takes and everything is going to sound... Think about it, you want to capture the sound of people having fun, not the sound of people trying to work something out but it's not really working. That's the sound of constipation.
In order to do this, I used very directional microphones, which are microphones that are very focused and don't pick up too much room information.
Pretty much like a standard 57 sound. And here's our Neumann KM 184. This one is a lot brighter. You hear that? And there's a reason, first of all, why this one is a lot brighter. First of all, this one is more directional, the Beta 57. Doesn't pick up that much hi-hat. The other microphone picks up more hi-hat, and it's a condenser microphone. I think a little bit of Beatles also towards the end. And he had this brilliant setup of using 3 microphones on one drum kit, all at equal distance from the snare.
Another thing that I did is using close miking techniques in order to avoid bleed between the different channels and get a clean and well-defined recording. In the first part of the workshop I explained about the different miking techniques, and then we recorded a basic live take, which later we overdubbed. We overdubbed the guitars and the vocals, and the rest of the workshop was about how to mix and kind of master the recording very quickly in order to get a good sounding demo out of it.
Sounds pretty cool so far. Of course we can keep listening to the whole thing, but you know it is. Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. What we could do, if you guys agree or not, what I think would be really interesting is when the chorus comes in, maybe we should overdub with another guitar. You know what I mean? To make sure that the guitar sounds, so that the chorus part sounds a bit bigger. Exactly. So that we have this distinction between verse and chorus. Now, when you're overdubbing, usually I notice that when people overdub, they just record again, which is the literal meaning of overdubbing. But you can do a lot of things when you're overdubbing. You can change the mic, you can change the amp setting, you can change the guitar, you can change the pickup, you can change the player, you can change all kinds of things, and then in the end you've got 2 different signals. So right now let's listen to the guitar sound. Let's really, when the song goes into the chorus, let's focus on the guitar sound and sort of think about what kind of guitar sound could complement that. Try to create that with the amp and overdub that. Doing a natural overdub just sounds always nicer for me. You can also double the vocals, do all kinds of things like that, but I think we've got what we needed from this track right now. So, in order to turn this, to bring this from a rough mix level to a finalized mix level, it's just automation. And I usually do 2 rounds of automation. A rough automation round, so I already know that in the vocals, for example, in the chorus part, they drop a bit. So I can already raise them a little bit. Let's hear that now. You really want to make sure that every word is clear. And sometimes you have a hi-hat hitting exactly on an S, or you have a kick drum hitting exactly on one word, and it sort of like distracts you. So you need to make sure that, okay, if that kick distracts me from the words, it all revolves around the words for me. So going through the vocals, making sure that everything goes up. If there's any, also going through the guitar solos and making sure that if there's any phrase, I just finished producing an album that has a sitar in it, and the sitar is an instrument that has a lot of ghost notes. It has the initial attack, and then it's got these little bends that nobody can really hear. You have to automate that. And it's a lot of work. It's going through all of the take and just raising these milliseconds just so that they go up so you can actually hear it. And the result in the end is amazing. People hear it and they say, wow, I've never heard a sitar like that. I didn't know that it has these overtones. Yeah, because you need to put a lot of work in order to make sure that everything goes out. On the vocals, on the guitars, on the drums. If you've got even a little build-up and the drummer is just playing the snare a bit softer and it's sort of lost in the mix, automate that until you've got your initial idea of this is how it should be like with this much reverb and this much compression and this much EQ, and that it just sounds like this all the way. And pretty much arrange or produce your arrangement in a way that when it needs to be bigger, it's bigger, that you don't need to sort of automate things going up and down. Everything should just happen by itself. Alright, we've got just a bit more time left. I think I want to demonstrate just one more thing and then we'll do like a mixing Q&A. For example, I could do a mix and I could bring someone in to do mastering in my studio, but that wouldn't be as effective as doing the mastering in another studio. So that's the whole idea, just getting fresh perspective. It's not about making things loud. Making things loud is very, very easy.
So what do you think about Lander.com's online mastering tool? You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. An online mastering tool can't write you an email and say, you know, you're compressing your snare a lot. And that's the whole thing. I do a lot of mastering. And I get a track that sounds in a certain way, and then I also get a reference track. And the reference track has a certain amount of compression on the snare, has a certain effect on the vocals, has a certain amount of bass on the bass. And then I get the track from the artist and it doesn't sound like that. And then I say, well, you need to re-record your bass. You need to compress you need to use a shorter reverb. Lander doesn't do that. So people start fixing that. And I don't know, I've had this guy that he sent me masters for about 1.5 years. His last mix was perfect. I didn't have anything to do with it because you sort of learn. You get feedback, you fix. You get more feedback and you fix. And you get more feedback and you fix until in the end you really know how to mix. Lander doesn't do that for you. Lander makes things loud.
For you, mastering guy is somebody who helps you fix your mix.
Exactly. Yeah, that's also what I do. I listen to the mix, I listen to the reference, and then I say, okay, go back to the mix, fix this, 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 and this, and send it to me again.
So you have to communicate.
Exactly, and you can't do that with a computer.
Yes, of course.
Yet.
As an expiration date. It was very fun to work with the Outlanders, and luckily for me they also brought a very good drum kit with them, which in my opinion makes all the difference, because eventually if you don't have good instruments and good musicians, you're not going to get a good recording, and that was something I really tried to emphasize throughout the whole workshop.